We're through the bye weeks and into the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
They go play action on first. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Ooh, the hard count worked. Somebody jumped. I think this is going to give them the first.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Well, it's not a long walk to the new spot, but it is a disappointing one to make. Instead of 3rd down, they're now defending 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for him now, following the penalty. They put a receiver in motion here left. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Caught quickly on the slant. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Look at this, the tight end getting a carry here. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
Throwing now on 1st down. Throw complete to Lamb. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Slot man in motion left. Back-to-back carries here. And this time they won't surrender anything. They wrap him up at the line. No gain on the play. That brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
And when we look back at last week's win, Kate, pretty easy to see those 4 touchdowns. A lot more of an impact on the game than the 1 interception he threw. Wasn't quite perfect. I'm sure that pick will nag at him, but you'd welcome an encore of everything else he was doing in that ball game.
Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 13 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a modest gain up to the 46. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 46. That one's complete, right side. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. 3rd and just 2 to go. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Throwing the out route, complete.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers and their running back about to get back to work. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 4. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt meets him at the 28. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it's going to be Texans football. Ball at the 33 for first down. Back now, pressure on its way. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
A split second, all to keep the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Stroud throwing here on first. Looking slant route, complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through one quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They're advancing it well as they face second down. From the gun, Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Running back sent in motion. Stroud now on 3rd. And this is incomplete. Took the check down for granted. He's lucky that wasn't picked and taken the other way. 4th down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The Charger offense making its way to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They kick the running back in motion. Airing it out to start this drive. Completed to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally stopped across midfield at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Chargers will have a first. They send a receiver in motion right. First down, and they go right back to it. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Running back sent in motion. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They go play action here. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered. Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Throw left side, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Dialing up a receiver screen. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first. Shotgun now for Stroud. Hits his running back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You know, in baseball, they call tip of the cap. I'll tip my cap at that pitcher. I'll tip my cap at that guy that just outdueled me. And sometimes as a QB, against a rush like that, you just tip your cap and you take the sack.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's got a man left. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Now, after that play, we've got somebody shaken up, and you don't want to see serious injury in the midst of their playoff push. He's being looked at here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Throwing it again here. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing the run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Hits him on the in route. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Texans with some work to do, trailing in this game. Sending a receiver left. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Completed over the middle. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And it's scooped up by the Chargers. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer. The
Chargers returning their offense and this running back to the field. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. That one is swatted away, incomplete, but there's a flag down in the secondary, and I think they're going to get somebody here for holding. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Running it after the penalty. And he found some running room for a nice gain. They get 7 on the run, but still 3rd and 13 to go. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Pass play coming here. Dumps it off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it again. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. It sails right through a beautifully placed football.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Looking to throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. He's back to throw. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So we've reached halftime with the Chargers leading from San Diego. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. 21-7, the final score. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. The Falcons look very much like they'll be a tough out come January as they run their record to 10-4 with the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Aaron Ripkowski, a touchdown catch in the victory. These two teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Returning it from the 4. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Texans and this running back headed back out for a new series. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. On first down, they'll run. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. He completes it in traffic. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll run here on first down. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Shotgun now for Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he works this to the 38 before going down. This one goes for 3 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. First down, Stroud. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for the back that time. So it's 2nd down coming up. Looking to throw, Stroud. Hits his running back. And they take him down right along the 30.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Stroud throwing here on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Offense liked how that play went, so they
penalty
choose
is
to decline the
declined.
penalty. Now they'll try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And they'll take the lead.
Texans 7, Chargers 6.
The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Chargers offense getting set to take over. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. They go play action on first. Completed to his running back. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. 2nd and 6 now. Dump off caught by his back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they're staring at a 4th down. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they've taken back the lead.
Okay, we know that every one of these NFL games, well, they can take a life of their own every single weekend. Some are high-flying with lots of points. Others, like this one, they're a grinder. And when you're in a low-scoring game, every one of these kicks is important.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To the air, Stroud. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Nearly an interception on that play. And now they face 2nd down. Back to throw, Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
The Texans set to punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. No return on that punt. And the Chargers take possession. Back out runs their offense. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
He picks up 15 on the play. And the Chargers will have a first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. To the air now on 1st and 10. Brought in right side. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
And he's short of the first after a mile gain.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
So we're through 3 here. It's Chargers football as they try to hang on to a lead in a close game. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. He'll throw it. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Completed over the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. He has the first over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Still sticking with the passing game. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Clean breakup on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. The Chargers push this to an 8-point game. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to flow toward it. And that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Kate, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that post in, like you said, it's a thing of beauty.
Point after try upcoming to make this a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers push the lead to 2 scores now. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. Return coming from the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The rookie out of Alabama, there on the tackle. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Stroud. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Stroud now on 3rd. Then he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. The Chargers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Catch made underneath by the back. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
2nd and 4. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Let's go.
They are throwing it again. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Motioning left is their running back. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Dropping back to throw. That one's caught along the left sideline. That one goes for 25 yards. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Lone back gets the handoff. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. This will be around a 33-yarder for him. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that grows their lead to 12.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Here's a return from the 7. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Chargers 47.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the 47. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field. Incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Desperation time here on 4th. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 28 out of that play. And the Chargers will have a first. Handoff now from the gun. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They give it to him again. And he gets very good yardage there. That's down inside the 10. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Now we get a pause, Brock, as the defense uses its final timeout, so the clock only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning. They'll try and punch it in. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2. Brings up 2nd.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in San Diego. Chargers getting closer to their 10th win of the season. Another snap from the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. Another chance for him. And he's going to advance them down to the 4-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard gain. That brings up 3rd and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chargers make it a 3-score game in the fourth. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers go up by 19. The Chargers kicking team is out, and they'll put a charge into this one. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out now come the Texans on offense. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun now, first round. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That's complete inside the 35.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Not sure which end of the play is going to infuriate them more, giving up the huge completion or roughing the passer, which moves it even further forward. Stroud throwing here on first. Short pass brought in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Got to hurry this to the line. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now it's 3rd and short. From the gun, Stroud. And he's in! Touchdown, Houston! The Texans get it back to within 2 possessions. A second touchdown through the air for Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place. But 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And the Texans shave some of the lead. It's down now to 12. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And this kick is covered by the Chargers, and that should salt this game away. Even with that kick, there wasn't much chance of pulling off the comeback, and now that they've failed to recover, partner, I'd say this one officially over and done with.
They went out taking every chance they could, right? Swinging as much as possible, but you just can't have this big a deficit this late in the game. Pete Carroll likes to say, can you win a game in the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter? Nope. You win it when it matters in this league, and that's finishing in the fourth.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Chargers come away with the win in this one. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a win for the Chargers as we say goodbye from San Diego.